Hello, how you doing? Thank you for clicking on this video and on this channel, Kelly Legends Media. First of all, I'd like to thank everybody who subscribed recently. There's been a big influx of subscribers. Really appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. And I've been reading all your comments and stuff, and I will take the advice of many of you who've asked for videos of certain subjects. I'll be working on those, and I hope you enjoy them. Before I go on, I want to ask you to hit that subscribe button, that like button, and that notification bell if you haven't done so already. It really helped me to get this channel off the ground so I could do what I got to do and get things popping, right? Okay. So I was asked to do a video on doing times with Nortenos, with men from up north. And before I get started, let me say one more thing. A lot of times I know I could tell people will watch one of my videos and just watch the beginning of it, but won't see it to the end. So they get an impression at the beginning sometimes of some of these videos. What I'm talking about may sound kind of biased towards one group or another. That isn't the case. Usually I kind of work the message in towards the end. So if you follow me toward the end, then you will see my real intentions of the things that I'm talking about. A lot of times I'm talking about things that happened while incarcerated, so you could get a picture of the situation. And I always try to make a point on my videos to leave you with something educational, something that may help you or help someone you know or someone you love, or just like hearing about, you know. So try to follow me to the end, and I'm sure you'll see that a lot of times what you may think the video's about, it really just isn't about that. You don't get the full message to the end. Anyways, let me continue here. So this video is about doing times with the North, with Northerners, okay? Of course, now things have all changed with the peace agreement between all of the different races, different organizations. There's no warring going on right now between the North and the South. In fact, if you do, there's consequences for disobeying that peace treaty. So it's very, very serious, you know, that you don't engage and you don't have problems with guys from the North. And if you're from the North, it's very serious that you don't engage with guys from the South. It works the same on both sides. It could go bad for you. It could end your career. Now, I'm going to talk about doing time with the Nortenos in Delano State Prison, okay? And one thing I can say is that these guys are just like us, just like me, just like the Sureños. They're our people. You know, they're just living in a different part of Southern California. They like the same thing. They like pozole, enchiladas, menudo in the morning for the crudo. You know, it's the same culture, you know. There's some difference because we grew up in the city. They grew up more in like type of country or a more rural area. And we live in the cement where there's a lot of buildings and, you know, things popping off in the city scenery, you know. But the people are exactly like, they're us. They're you know, they're the same as us, okay? While I was there on the yard with these guys, we had our own section, okay? Maravilla had their own basketball court, their own bars, you know, we had our own tables. And the Norteños had theirs, okay? This was a yard that didn't have any Sureños on it because of the war that we were in with them and the war that they were in with them. Although we were not allies at the time, we were both fighting the same adversary, okay? Anyways, everything was going good. You know, they did their thing, we did ours. They kept very much to themselves. They were very respectful and towards us, and we were respectful towards them, okay? But one day there was a layover. A layover is when you're being transferred. Maybe you're in a level 4 and you're going to be transferred to another prison, another level 4 prison, or maybe your points dropped and you're going to be transferred to a level 3 prison, or vice versa. You know, maybe you're going to a level 4. But anyways, if you're somewhere in between these two prisons, the one you're being picked up from and the one you're being dropped off at, you may be left overnight or for a few days at the prison located in the middle of these two locations. Okay, it's not they don't want to make just one run all the way up. It's too long, too far, so they give you a layover. Okay, so Delano. Okay, two guys come down from level 4 yard. One of them's from Maravilla. One of them's from the north. We got word from the guy who was running the yard for the Nortenos that this guy came down and was stirring the pot, you know. Basically, he suggested that these guys take off on us, you know, because up north where he came from, that's what was happening, you know. Maravilla and were taking off on the Norteños. Norteños were taking off on the guys from Maravilla and the Sureños, of course. Anyways, but what he told us was, hey, don't worry about it though. We're gonna take care of it ourselves. Don't pay attention to this guy. And he basically told us everything's gonna be all right. But nevertheless, we had a meeting about the situation. We were the next time we came out to yard, we were all on our basketball court, and we were obviously talking about something serious because everybody was expected to be outside, and it was a big show, and we were all in a circle speaking, right, giving our opinions on what we should do. And one of the things that was being suggested was from the guy from Maravilla that was doing a layover with this guy from up north. The guy from Maravilla that was on the layover had told us, hey, take off on these fools, you know, this and this is happening up there, you know, with the Norteños and this and that, you know, you guys should arrest these fools, right? And we talked about it among ourselves, and also, you know, we put everybody on point because we didn't know if this guy was serious from up north, you know. For all we knew, he was trying to lull us to sleep, you know, trying to let us put our guard down, telling us, yeah, everything's going to be all right, don't worry. And then so they could, sneak up on us, you know, do a double whammy on us, right? Anyway, so during this meeting that we were having, right, this guy somehow gets released to the yard, and we see him coming out. And when he comes out and comes into the yard, because you have to cross a little walkway from the building to the yard. It's not like the other prisons where you come out of your building and there's the yard, there's a track, you know, there's the yard. No, this one had a gate around it, and the yard was across a sidewalk that you go through to get to ADSEG, okay, to the administrative segregation building. So as you're crossing the yard, the CO opens a gate, you walk in, now you're on the track, right? So here comes this knucklehead. He crosses the track, makes a beeline for us, right? Now, the only thing I could think is that his thinking was, well, if these guys don't want to move, then I'm going to make a move by coming to us, causing a problem, engaging us, and at that point, all the Norteños in the yard would be obligated to jump and rush us because we're on one of their guys, okay? There would have been no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Anybody who didn't respond would have been dealt with in a negative light. Would have been all bad for them, okay? But the guy who had the yard, he caught on with what this dude was up to, right? And me thinking that was what he was up to. What else could he have? What was he coming to us for, you know? Anyways, he didn't get a chance to get to us. What happens is the guy who has a yard sends his dude, and he cuts them off, and they meet each other before they get to us. He's maybe halfway to us, right? And this guy that the shot caller for the North sent just started stabbing the shit out of this guy, you know. I guess he was told to stand down, and he refused. So he got dealt with by his people, okay? And, you might think like, well, that was messed up, like, like, oh, that wasn't right. But they the North has a certain philosophy about households and their strongholds, and having the yard as one of their strongholds, where they're the majority and stuff. And they hang on to these properties, they hang on to these opportunities, they don't just give them up lightly, or they're careful about losing that. Okay, and I think that was the reason why they didn't want to shake the boat with us, rock the boat. I'll tell you, I've also heard that they believe that what happens in another yard stays in that yard. You don't bring a mess from that yard into the yard that you're transferred to. You don't bring all the whatever's happening up there is getting dealt with up there, and it stays up there. I believe that's their policy. I don't know. I'm not sure. Just by hearing and the little bit that I understand about them, I believe that's what they do. Unless of course it's somebody has bad paperwork, has an R on their jacket or something, or does something on the yard in an individual situation. That individual get dealt with, of course. But I'm talking about political strife and stuff. Aside from the war that was already taking place with the North and the South, right? Anyways, this guy he got dropped there on the yard. They took both of them out. We still stood, on high alert for about 2 weeks. We were on our toes. We were watching and listening to everything that was going on. We had our heads on a swivel. We just weren't sure how things were going to pan out. But nothing happened. They took care of it like the guy said he would, and we continued to do our thing until we transferred out. And that conflict with the North and the South, Northerners are no cowards, and neither are the Sureños. These men that go to prison and sign up for the political side of being on these two sides, and they don't play. I'm sure everybody's aware of what happened in Corcoran with the gladiator fights and stuff. I mean, these guys were this was their program, getting busy with the opponents, with the opposite side, the enemies, and in the end, these guys are just like us, they they have a good style, I think, one big difference is they program with the blacks more than the Sureños do, and they have a lot of black Norteños, black Bulldogs, uh, yeah, they're different when it comes to racial barriers and stuff. But aside from that, I could say, hey man, they were cool. They were cool with us. You know, when they were out on the tier, they'd pass wheelas for us and stuff. Go on and bring stuff from other cells to us and pass it back, and they were pretty cordial. One thing that was funny to me is when I left there, I got transferred, and this guy was getting transferred with me, right? The Asian, short little Asian guy. And he comes, he goes, hey, Lucky, man, where'd you get transferred to? And then when I told him, he says, oh, me too. He says, hey, when we get up there, don't tell him that I came with you from here, I'm gonna kick it with the others, I'm gonna run others, And I told him, man, you go run however you're gonna run. That's none of my business, But yeah, he was like, man, I'll be asked out, and he would have been back then. Now things are different, Now the homies in the joint, they've learned that these guys, hey man, they're just like us, man. They like to play handball, they like cultural artwork, you know what I mean? They like to gamble, they like to eat, you know what I mean? And it's all good, man. They doing the same thing in there that we were doing all along. I'm glad that this conflict with the North and South is over. I think it's a positive thing, 100%. It's a good thing. It's something that this young man, Cardenas, who was killed a long time ago by the Nortenos, uh, I believe in Palm Hong and Chino, uh, which really set that war off deep. He had the same vision all along, man, to unite the raza. There's a book called The Art of War, and one of the chapters in there, when it tells you how to defeat the enemy, it tells you to divide their forces if possible. Divide and conquer, instead of them being unified together in one front. Divide them where they see things differently. They see things blue and red, and then that weakens the entire population. Why? Because they don't have all the numbers. They're split. But now it's a whole different story. Now it's all one burrito. You know what I'm saying? And that's the way it should have been all along. Cardenas had the right idea all along. It took a lot of fighting, a lot of time, a lot of thinking, and a lot of political play, man, to finally make this happen. And I think it's a positive 100% good thing. I hope it continues. And to the guys up north, any Norteños, click on this channel, man. My regards. You vatos are all right in my book. Yeah, I'm glad to see the unity, man. I hope it carries on into the street, man, because there still seems to be a lot of funk going on in the street. A lot of things on social media, disrespecting all that, man. It's time to put all that aside, man. Like, it's time to grow up, man, and be men. You know, men of power, man. And you're more powerful, united. If we all unite, man, we'd make a strong population of men. Then if we could all stop going to prison and jail and committing crimes and robberies, get jobs and take care of our wives and children, there'll be less children later on, man, going into the system, man. The kids need us, After we fix ourselves, man, we got to focus on them kids, man. They're number one. Anyways, I'm going to end this video because I'm taking off into a whole other subject. This is a video that I did for one of my subscribers. He asked me to do one on the North and South, doing time with them and my experience dealing with them. And so there you have it. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope the rest of you viewers enjoy it. With this, I'm going to leave you. Again, hit that subscribe button, the like button, and that notification bell. It would really, really help me. I need the subscribers. We're going up fast, though, and I thank you all who have subscribed. Thank you very, very much, man. You guys did me proud. Very good. Thank you very much. God bless you. Take care. Please, man, treasure your freedom. Be careful what you do. Like I said in my other videos, you could lose it in a hot second. You could lose your mind with a fit of anger, take somebody's life, do something to get incarcerated, and there goes everything. Your job, your home, maybe your wife and children's home. I don't know, but it's always a loss. You always take a loss when you get incarcerated. Be careful. Treasure your freedom. God bless you, and I hope to see you on the next video.